back to the beginning again, very the kitzur, if you don't mind. Okay? I'll take your question, Rabbi Rodel, when we get back here again. Itmar, we learned in a memra. I think Rabbi Gershon would appreciate this because it came on a bit late. Itmar, we learned in a memra. Kara v'shana, if a person learned Mikra and he learned Mishnah, v'lei shivish Talmidei Chachamim, and he didn't serve Talmidei Chachamim, Rabbi Lazar Eimer Reza Amma Aretz. Rabbi Lazar says he's an Amma Aretz, which means now she says you can't trust him for Meiser. You can't trust that he took Meiser from his produce, and you cannot trust him when it comes to Tumah and Tara. Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani Amar Reza Bur. Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani says one who learned Mikra and learned Mishnah but didn't serve Talmidei Chacham to know the explanations of the Mishnah is not just an Amma Aretz, he's a Bur, which is worse than an Amma Aretz, an absolute ignoramus. Rabbi Yanai Eimer Reza Kusi. Rabbi Yanai says he's like a Kusi, and you can't even eat his bread or drink his wine. Rabbi Acher bar Yaakov Eimer Reza Magish. Rabbi Acher bar Yaakov says he's a sorcerer. Just like a sorcerer tries to make people think that he's doing things which he isn't really doing, so this person is trying to make people think that he knows the Mishnahs, but he doesn't really know because he doesn't really understand what he's learning. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, "Mistaberek Rav Acher bar Yaakov." It makes sense. The opinion of Rav Acher bar Yaakov makes the most sense. Amri Inshi, because people say Ratin Megusha v'Layad Vayamar. A sorcerer says words but doesn't really know what he's talking about. So this person who learned Mishnah, but he wasn't Mishamish Talmidei Chachamim to find out the reasons of the Mishnah, is Tani Tana v'Layad Vayamar. He learned. He says the words of the Mishnah, but he doesn't really know what he's talking about. Tanu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan learned Nabraisa. Ezu Amma Aretz, who's an Amma Aretz that you can't trust for Maisrus or for Tumah and Tara. Kol Shein Akeda Krishma Shachris v'Arbas v'Brichaseh. One who doesn't learn Krishma morning and evening with its brachas. Tivrei the Meir. This is the opinion of the Meir. Chachamim say Kol Shein Maniach Tefillin. One who doesn't put on tefillin is considered an Amma Aretz. And Azai Eimer Kol Shein Litzitzis B'Bigdim. And Azai says one who doesn't have tzitzis on his garments. Yenis bar Yosef, Amar Yenis bar Ben Yosef said, "Kol sheyesh lebanim and megadlim l'Torah." One who has children but doesn't raise them to learn Torah. Acherim say, "Afilu Torah v'sheina v'leishimish Talmidei Chachamim." Even one who learns Mikra and he learns Mishnah, but he's not Mishamish Talmidei Chachamim to find out the reasons of the Mishnah. Zeu Amma Aretz. He's considered an Amma Aretz. Kara v'leishana. If he learned only Mikra, he didn't learn Mishnah. Didn't even learn Mishnah. Reza Bur. Then not only is he an Amma Aretz, he's worse than an Amma Aretz. He's called a Bur. If he didn't learn not Mikra and not Mishnah, Allah Bakasav Eimer, but him the pasuk says was an Aitias Beis Yisrael, as Beis Yehuda, Zera Adam, Zera Behema will sow the house of Yisrael and the house of Yehuda, seed of man and the seed of animal, meaning that he is like mamish like an animal. We'll go further now. Pasuk says in Mishlei, my apologies to those who have to hear that twice. Pasuk says, Chazar is always good, right? Pasuk says in Mishlei, Yireis Hashem B'niyu Melech, fear Hashem, my son, and the king, V'im Shoinim Altis Arev, and don't mix with Shoinim. What exactly are Shoinim? Amar Rav Yitzchak, so Rav Yitzchak said, Elu Shoinim Halachas. Shoinim are people who learn halacha. So don't mix with people that learn halacha. Pshita. Obviously that's what it means. What else can it mean? You might think that it means those who repeat their sins. What does it mean to repeat their sins? Because Rav Huna, like we heard from Rav Huna, Rav Huna said, once a person commits a sin and repeats the same sin again, he begins to relate to it as if though it's permissible. You know, it's something I do all the time. So the first time you do it, you're uncomfortable with yourself. Second time you do it, you're still a little uncomfortable with yourself. But once you've done it twice, you start treating it as a permissible act. So I might think that means don't mix with people who repeat their sins. So therefore he tells you that's not what Shoinim means over here. Shoinim means people that learn Mishnah but don't really know the reasons for what it says in the Mishnah. Because they don't know the reasons, they won't be able to apply the halachas correctly. And don't mix with them. Tana, we learned in the Braisa, Hatanoim mevalei olam. People who learn Mishnah are destroying the world. Frag the Gemara, mevalei olam salkadaitich. You want to tell me that they're destroying the world? I mean, learning Mishnah is a good thing. It's a mitzvah to learn. Says the Gemara, salkadait. Amar Ravina answered, Shemerin halacha mitech mishnasam. We don't mean that they learn Mishnah. We mean that they paskin shailas from their knowledge of the Mishnah. You can't paskin a shaila from your knowledge of the Mishnah because you have to know the reasons for what the Mishnah says and know if your reasons apply in the situation that you're applying it to. Tanya nami hachi, we also learned so in a Braisa. Amar Rabbi Shua said, You want to tell me, how can you say that people that learn Mishnah are destroying the world? They're settling the world. They're making the world a good place. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, halichos olam loy. And the word halichos, we say every morning in davening, al tikre halichos ela halachos. So one who learns halacha, the world is his. Meaning, I believe that means that elam haba gets. We say that every morning in davening, Hashem halachos b'chol yom muftach leishu ben elam haba. When it says Tanoim, it doesn't just mean people that learn the Mishnah, but people that paskin shailas from their knowledge of the Mishnah. Isha prusha v'chulu. It said in the Mishnah that a woman who is very farfrumt is one of the examples of things that destroy the world. Tanu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan said in a brayse, Mesulat Sailonis, a girl who davens excessively, the alman ibavis, and a widow who's a bit on the wild side. The cotton shalei and a baby who has not developed fully, has gone through the full 9 months. And the elum of all these are destroying the world. Is that the case? Didn't Rabbi Yechanan say that I learned fear of sin from a girl and the importance or the place of reward for mitzvahs from a widow? Where did Rabbi Yechanan learn fear of sin from a girl? Rabbi Yechanan Shamalahi Psula. Rabbi Yechanan overheard. This girl, Nafla Appa, she fell on her face, Amrit, and she said, Ribeinu Shalayla, Master of the world, Barasa Gan Eden, Barasa Gehenna. I know that you created a Gan Eden, and I know you created a Gehenna. Barasa Tzadikim, Barasa Rishayim. I know you created Tzadikim, and I know you created Rishayim. But I have one request from you. Yiratzim Ilfanecha, may it be your will, Shalay Kashlu Bi B'nei Adam, that I shouldn't be the cause of anyone stumbling. And I shouldn't cause anyone to sin. I know that people will sin, but I don't want to be involved. I shouldn't be the cause of anybody sinning. So that Rabbi Yechanan was very inspired by overhearing this tefillah coming from this girl, and he learned from her how important it is to fear sin. Kibul schar me'almana. Where did Rabbi Yechanan learn the significance of reward from mitzvahs from a widow? There was a widow lived in the city that Rabbi Yechanan lived in, and she had a shul in her neighborhood. Right, the city where Rabbi Yechanan lived had various neighborhoods, and in her neighborhood there was a shul. But every day she used to walk a distance to come and daven in the beis medrash of Rabbi Yechanan. Amar lo. So one day Rabbi Yechanan turned to her and he said to her, "Biti, my daughter, don't you have a shul in your own neighborhood? Why are you walking so far to daven in Amar le? So she said to him, Rebbe, don't I get rewarded for every step? So the further I go, the better. So Rabbi Yechanan was inspired by what he saw of this woman, that she was dafka walking further to shul because she believed that for every step that she walks, she'll be rewarded. So what are you telling me? What's our Mishnah saying? That a psulat sailos, a girl who davens excessively, and an almana shevavis, they're destroying the world. We see from Rabbi Yechanan he's very complimentary about the girl who davened, and this almana was also seemed to be on the right track. Says the Gemara, Ki ka'amar again Yechni bar TV. What Rabbi Yechanan is talking about, he's talking about a woman like Yechni Basra TV. Who was Yechni Basra TV? So Rashi explains it in detail. If you look at the top, Rashi says the wide lines, the first line of the wide lines. Again, Yechni Basra TV. So Rashi says, Almana mechashefa haisa. She was a widow who was a witch. She was a sorcerer. Ukshamagia is leidas isha. She's a very clever woman. She took, she used people when it came time for a woman to give birth. Haisa itzeres rachma v'machshefas. She would use sorcery to cause difficulty in the labor process, that the womb shouldn't open. When the woman was in terrible pain, she would say, let me go and daven for you. maybe my tefillas will be heard. And then she would go and undo her sorcery. And the baby would come out. So she was trying to tell herself that she is a big tzaddikus, and her tefillas are heard. The proof is, woman goes into labor, she has a very, very rough ride, and then suddenly she davens for her, and everything goes smoothly. How was she uncovered? How did they uncover this plot? One time she had a worker in her house. It's an electrician, a plumber, some kind of worker in her house. She went to the house of this woman who was giving birth, to offer her services to daven for her. And the worker heard the sound of some kind of witchcraft jumping around in a vessel, like the baby in the mother's womb. So he came and he opened up the cover of this vessel where the witchcraft was jumping around. And the witchcraft came out of the vessel. And the baby was born before she offered her davening. And obviously this worker told over what happened to him. So they found out that she's just a witch. She's not a tzaddikus, her tefillas are worthless. She's pashat a witch, and she uses witchcraft to take advantage of people. So this is what we're talking about, a woman who davens too much. We're talking about a woman who professes to daven, but is really not really what she puts herself forward to be. Then, the next piece of Gemara, one of the list of things that destroy the world, we said was a katan shleikol lechadashav. Literally means a baby who is premature. He hasn't been around for enough months to fully develop. So what does that mean? Obviously, it's a code word for something that's very destructive. So what exactly does it mean? Hacha targimu, here they explained it, is that Talmud Chacham hamavad b'rabbaisa. It means a Talmud Chacham who rebels against his teachers. Abba says that Talmud is a student of Torah who is not yet sufficiently well versed in his learning to be able to paskin shailas, and he paskin shailas anyway, even though he wasn't given the green light to paskin shailas, he prematurely paskin shailas. So that's called a baby who is premature. The Amar Rabbo, Amar Rabhuna, Amar Rabbo said the name of Rabhuna, the name of Rav. What does it mean that it's caused many deaths, and all those that she kills are very intense, those that she kills? She's caused many deaths. That refers to a Talmud Chacham who is not yet sufficiently advanced to be able to paskin shailas, and he paskin shailas anyway. And intense and very intense are all those that she kills. That's what a Talmud Chacham is in a position where he can paskin shailas, and he needed to paskin shailas, but he plays the humility card and he refuses to paskin shailas. That's also not very complimentary. Whichever way you do it, you got to do the right thing in the right place at the right time. If somebody is not yet able to paskin shailas, and he jumps the gun and he paskin shailas before his time, that's no good. And if a person is able to paskin shailas and he needed to paskin shailas and he doesn't do so because he's playing the humility card, that's also not good. And at what age is a person fit to start paskin shailas? The Gemara adar boin shnin. He has to wait until he's 40 years old. The Gemara, is that the case? Rabba, we know, was a Rosh Yeshiva, and he paskin shailas. And Rabba only lived till the age of 40. So how could you say that you can only start paskin shailas at the age of 40 if Rabba was a great paisik and he only lived till 40? For the Gemara, b'shavin, if a person is a level of scholarship, he is equal to the greatest people in the city, then, or there's no one older than him or more capable than him in the city, then he's allowed to. So Rabba was an incredible Talmud Chacham. He was able to surpass any other Talmud Chacham in his city, and therefore he was allowed to paskin shaylos even before the age of 40. But normally, one has to wait until the age of 40 to be able to paskin shaylos. Then the Mishnah said, one of the things that's mevalei olam that destroys the world is a makas prushim. Yeah, so this makkah, this plague of prushim, of super frum people. Super frum people are very dangerous. Tanu Rabban and the Rabban learned in the Braisa. Shiva prushim heim. There's 7 types of super frum people you got to watch out for. The first is parush shichmi. What does parush shichmi mean? We'll soon see. Parush nakfi, parush kitoi, parush meduchya, parush ma'ivasi ve'asena, parush me'ava, parush me'yu. That's the list of 7 rushim, 7 super frum people that are in a very dangerous way. Parush now is going to take each one of these 7 and explain what it is. Parush shichmi is a ha'esa ma'isa Shechem. That's the person who behaves like the people of Shechem. People of Shechem circumcised themselves, but they didn't do it for the right reasons. They didn't do it because they were interested in coming into a covenant with Hashem. They did it because Shechem convinced them, or Chamer convinced them, that it would be financially advantageous to them. They'd be able to open up a new market with the sons of Yaakov. So they did it for the wrong reasons. So a Parush Shichmi is a person who's super frum, but he does it for the wrong reasons. He does it to get honor from people, but not for the right reasons. Sorry, Rabbi Rodel, did you want to ask something? You have to unmute yourself.
I just left a message that everyone should mute themselves because there was a bit of noise coming from someone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know your name, but I didn't read what the message was. Okay.
Right.
Parush Nakfi. What does Parush Nakfi mean? It's a person who bangs his feet. He walks. He doesn't lift up his feet. He's trying to show his humility. He keeps his feet touching the ground the whole time, and then you walk. When your feet are touching the ground, you hit pebbles, you hit stones, and you hurt yourself. So a person who is trying to demonstrate his humility in an excessive way is called a parush nakfi. Parush kizoi. What's the third level? Parush kizoi. Amar of Mנחem Bar Yitzchak. Mנחem Bar Yitzchak says, "Hamakis dam l'ksolim," one who lets blood to the walls. In other words, he doesn't. He closes. He wants people to think that he walks in the street with his eyes closed. So how do you get the maximum amount of publicity that you walk in the street with your eyes closed? If you bump into the walls. If you bump into the walls, the chances are you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to start bleeding. So he's letting blood to the walls. Parush meduchya. What's this 4th level? Parush meduchya. Amar Rabbi Bar Shila. Rabbi Bar Shila said, "The mashpa ki meduchya." He walks around bent, like a. He says, "Buchna osi kamakevis." I think it's like a grinder of some sort. Reb Gershon, what does it say over there by ki meduchya? Buchna.
Pestle, which they used to make medicines. They used to.
The grinder, like.
The grinder, yeah. They used to.
A mortar.
Yeah, some type of a grinder, yeah.
Amar Rabbi Bar Shila. The mashpav came into we did that already. Okay. Parush machei vasi ve'asena. The parush of what is my responsibility? What is my obligation to do it? Frakti Gemara, Hamal Yusahi. For a person to continuously be asking, what am I meant to be doing, and I will do it, seems to be a virtue. Why are we making him? Why are we putting him in the category of people that are not doing the right thing? Ella, rather it means the Amar Machevasi Su ve'asena. He says, what more can I do? You just tell me what more. I'm Mr. Perfect. I'm doing everything right. If there's anything that you want me to do more, just let me know and I'll do it. So the kind of person who is so boastful and thinks so highly of himself, you got to watch out for him. He's a troublemaker. Parush me'ava, parush me'yira. One who is frum out of love or frum out of fear. So the assumption is that what this means is he is doing everything right because he wants to get the reward. He loves the reward of mitzvahs. He wants Hashem to look after him, give him the best reward.
So he loves himself. He loves himself so that he wants Gan Eden. He escaped for himself.
Whatever he thinks the reward is. Or Parish Meyira is a person who's doing everything he's supposed to do out of fear of the punishment. So he's not interested in the Eibishter, he's interested in himself, as Rabbi Radl just explained. Amrulei Abaye v'Rabba Latana. Abaye and Rabba said to the Talmud who was reciting the Mishnah, Leisisni Parish Me'aba Parish Meyira. You have to delete from the Mishnah these two cases of Parish Me'aba, from the Braisa, excuse me. You have to delete this Parish Me'aba and Parish Meyira. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav, because Rabbi Yehuda said the name of Rav, Lo'elam Yasik Adam B'Teirah Mitzvahs Afilu Shalei Lishman. It's always good for a person to engage in Torah and mitzvahs, even if it's not for the right reason. Because doing it not for the right reason will lead to doing it for the right reason. So as long as a person is studying Torah and doing mitzvahs, whether his intention is he's doing it for the Eibishter or he's doing it because he wants to be rewarded for it, the main thing is let him do it. So let's not look down, let's not dissuade a person from doing Torah mitzvahs, me'av or me'yira, for love of reward or for fear of punishment. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, "The metamre, whatever is hidden is hidden. With the megalia, what's revealed is revealed. But by Dina Rabba Lispere, the great court, the great Bezdin should give retribution. Mehane the chamfe gundi, from people that put on a cloak of a Talmud Chacham, but they're really not what they try to make themselves look like." Rashi says the metamra hanistaris nistaris mibnei adam. That which is hidden from people is hidden from people, and that which is revealed is revealed. But the Bezdin Hagadol of the Eibishter knows everything, and he will give retribution to people that dress themselves in talisos to appear like prushim, to appear like they're very frum, but they don't really do the part. Amar la Yani Malka Ledvise. Yanai the king, Yanai was a king from Beis Hashmonai, and he was not a very good friend of the Chachamim. He supported the enemies of the Chachamim, the Tzdukim. So Yanai said to his wife, Al tisyarim in aprushim. Don't worry about the prushim, the frum people. They're not going to harm you. And don't worry about the people that are not frum, because they're my friends. Who should you worry about? Elamin hatzvuim, people that are charlatans. Shadoimim leprushim, they make themselves look like they're frum, but they're really not. Shemaseim kamaise Zimri, they behave like Zimri, the one who brought the shiksa to Moshe Rabbeinu and said it's permissible or not permissible. And they want to be rewarded like Pinchas. So those are the people you really got to watch out for. Next Mishnah. Reb Shimon Amar. Reb Shimon says, Ein schus teile b'mayim hamorim. Previous Mishnah we spoke about the concept of schus, that it's possible for a woman who is guilty to drink the waters of Soita, and because of merits that she has, the effect of the waters of Soita is delayed. Reb Shimon rejects this concept, and he says schus does not delay the bitter waters. If you think that it can work, it can delay the process, you're making the waters, you're creating a situation where the women who drink this waters will think that it's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything, because she knows that she's guilty and she drinks the water, nothing happens to her. And you're also giving out a bad name on the women who are innocent, who drank and nothing happened to them. People will say about them, saying perhaps they're guilty. It's only the schus that helped delay the process. Rabbi says that schus can help, it can work by the waters. She doesn't give birth, as it says that if she's innocent, then v'niksa v'nizra zara, she's found innocent, and she will conceive, and even if she wasn't giving birth until now, she will begin to give birth. She doesn't improve as she would if she was innocent. She deteriorates continuously. And eventually, after some time, she dies with the same death that she would have died immediately if she didn't have the schus.
But she would start getting off color straight away, according to Rabbi.
Yeah. Nitmes minchasa actually kitsha b'kelim. Now, what happens if before the mincha of the Soita is sanctified in a klishares, in a vessel of service in the Beis Hamikdash, it became tummy, came in contact with something that made it tummy. So you're treated like any other mincha which such a situation would have developed, and it has to be redeemed for money, and that money is used probably to buy another mincha. But once it was sanctified in a keli, then you treat it like any other mincha to whom something like this happened to. But tisarif, you have to burn it. Once it was sanctified in a klisharis, you cannot redeem it anymore. If it's invalid for offering, you burn it. The following women, their mincha needs to be burnt. If a woman admits that she was defiled, now that she admits her guilt, the whole purpose of giving her to drink the waters of Soita is to find out whether she's guilty or innocent. But if she says, I admit my guilt, so then she is, there's no point in her drinking. So you burn her mincha. Burn it not on the Mizbeach. You burn it away from the Mizbeach, the Beis HaDeshen. Or witnesses showed up after the mincha was prepared and sanctified. Suddenly witnesses show up that say that they saw her commit adultery. They saw her guilty. So again, there's no point in drinking anymore. Even if one witness says that he saw her become defiled, she doesn't drink. How much more so if there's two witnesses? If the woman says, I refuse to drink, which we already decided before is almost like an admission of guilt. Or the husband suddenly gets cold feet and doesn't want to go ahead with the process. Or if the husband lived with her en route to the Beis Hamikdash, so this disqualifies the waters of Soita, so there's no point in her drinking anymore, so the mincha gets burned. A woman who is married to a kohen, she herself is not necessarily a kohenes, but her husband is a kohen. So minchasehen nisrafes. So her mincha, normally what happens is you take a fistful off the mincha, you offer the fistful on the mizbeach, and the rest is eaten by the kohenim. When a kohen brings a mincha, it says v'chol minchas kohen kolul tia lo yisayachol. Anytime a kohen brings a mincha, you completely burn it on the Mizbeach and you don't eat any part of it. Here we're talking about what happens when the wife of a Kohen brings a mincha. Okay, so she's not a Kohenes herself, she's the wife of a Kohen. So a fistful is removed from it, but the rest of it, instead of being eaten by the Kohenim, is burnt. So that's another case where the mincha is burnt. Kol nesuos l'Kohenim, minchaseihem nisrafes. Bas Yisrael, just a few more lines here. Bas Yisrael shenisus l'Kohen minchasa nisrafes. If a daughter of a Yisrael, is married to a Kohen, so it goes according to the fact that she's married to a Kohen, and her mincha gets burnt. Okay, Hedes shenisus l'Yisrael. If a daughter of a Kohen is married to a Yisrael, then the fact that she's a daughter of a Kohen doesn't make her a Kohen. The fact that she's married to a Yisrael makes her like any other Yisrael. So minchasa ne'acheles, her mincha is eaten by the Kohenim. Only a fistful is offered on the Mizbeach, and the rest is eaten by the Kohen. Okay, so I think we'll hold it over here by Ma'bein Kohen l'Kohenes, and Amir Hashem. Would you like us to finish the Mishnah? I don't mind. Tomorrow we're not having a shir. Tomorrow's Shabbos. Really up to.
Why not?
Okay, I'm fine with finishing the Mishnah. Ma'bein Kohen l'Kohenes. What would be the halachic differences? Sorry?
David was nodding. Is that David there?
No, it's Usher Meir.
Usher Meir. Oh, okay.
Ma'bein Kohen l'Kohenes. What are the halachic differences between a Kohen and a Kohenes? The Kohenes meaning the daughter of a Kohen. Minchas Kohenes ne'acheles. A mincha which is offered by a Kohenes, by a female Kohenes, but it's the daughter of a Kohen, is eaten like Yisrael's mincha. Minchas Kohen eina ne'acheles, but the mincha of Kohen is not eaten. The whole thing is burnt on the mizbeach. Kohenes mischaleles. A Kohen can become a Kohenes, the daughter of a Kohen, can become a chalola, meaning if a kohen can have meanings on a number of levels. If a
kohenes had a forbidden relationship.
Yeah. So she can become a chalala through that. The kohen ain't mischalal. A kohen doesn't become a chalal if he engages in a forbidden relationship. Kohenes metama l'meisim. The daughter of a kohen is allowed to become tamei to a mace. The ain't kohen metama l'meisim, but a male kohen is not allowed to be metama to a mace. Kohen echel b'kadshei kadshim. A male kohen can eat kadshei kadashim, the holiest karbanis. As you remember, we say in Ezehu Mekayim v'nechalum l'zichrei kahuna. When it comes to the kadshei kadshim, we say they can be eaten by male kohenim. When it comes to kadshim kalim, the lighter, those that have the lighter kedusha, they can be eaten l'kohenim, l'nsheim, v'livneim, v'lavdeim, to their wives, their children, and their servants. But kadshei kadashim can only be eaten l'zichrei kahuna. V'ein kehelis echelis b'kadshei kadashim. A kohenes, the wife, the daughter of a kohen, cannot eat kadshei kadashim. Ma bein ish le'isha. What are the halachic differences between a man and a woman? Ha'ish peireya upeirim. A man who becomes a metzora, lets his hair grow long and tears his clothes. Ve'ein ha'isha peiras upeiremes. But a woman who becomes a metzora does not have to do that. Ha'ish ma'adir as b'nei ben nazir. A man has the kayach in the Torah to make a neder that his son should be a nazir, and the son automatically becomes a nazir. Ve'ein ha'isha ma'adir as b'nei ben nazir. But a mother does not have that power. Ha'ish megaleach al nazirus aviv. If the father was a nazir, and the father passed away, and he left over karbanis, so the son is also a nazir, or becomes a nazir, he can use the father's karbanis for his own nazirus. But a woman does not have that prerogative. If her father was a nazir and he died without using his karbanis, she cannot use his karbanis. A man has the power to accept kedushin for his young daughter. But a woman, a mother, does not have the power to do so. A man has the power to sell his daughter as an amma ibriya. A woman was not given that power. Remember, we learned a long time ago about when a person gets skila, so he's undressed. The benefit of that, we said, was that the process will go quicker and there'll be less pain. But a man is stoned naked. A woman is not stoned naked. Ha'ish nitla, a man after he's stoned is hung. Ha'isha nitlis, a woman is not hung. Ha'ish nimkar b'gnei vasei. This is hung. We're talking about hanging him after he's dead. Ha'ish nimkar b'gnei vasei, a man who steals and doesn't have money to pay back is sold as a slave. Ha'isha nimkeres b'gnei vasa, but a woman, even if she steals and she doesn't have what to pay back, there's no halacha of selling a woman into slavery for having stolen. You have to wait around until she earns more money and she'll pay up what she stole, but you don't sell her into slavery. That concludes our shir for today. And if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to take them. Otherwise, I wish everybody a very good Shabbos.
Sure. Good Shabbos.
Yes. And Mirza Hashem
starting on Sunday 5 o'clock.
Can I help you? Sorry, somebody Zali, you wanted to ask a question?
Yes, Sunday. Are we going to start from the beginning of the Mishnah?
And Sunday we're going to start from Daf of Dalit. We start from the beginning of the Mishnah.
From the new parak?
No, so that's
Of Gimel on the base at the bottom?
The bottom. Okay, the new parak.
Okay, at 3 or 5 o'clock? What time?
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
5 o'clock in Israel, yeah.
That's right.
Very good. Have a wonderful Shabbos, everybody.
Rabbi Gordon, can I ask you a question not to do with the Gemara?
Let's see if I can show.
Good Shabbos.
I don't mind. It's not private. Just the Tisha cabin. How much?
Yes, 1 second. Yes, you receive an email notification. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. The Tisha cabin for mikveh, right? Tisha cabin is.
Recording. I don't know why it's not.